Hello everyone, welcome back to the World Conflict Monitor channel. Please subscribe my channel. What happened in just one night in Ukraine was so extraordinary that the whole world stopped and watched. In a single operation that seemed almost impossible, Ukraine managed to pull off a feat that left global leaders shocked, military analysts scrambling to understand, and ordinary people asking how a nation under constant pressure could still rise to such daring heights. The story is about resilience, innovation, and a message to the world that determination can rewrite the rules of warfare. The summary of the story begins with a carefully planned Ukrainian counterstrike launched overnight, targeting strategic positions deep inside contested areas and even within Russian territory. In just hours, Ukraine combined drone swarms, precision-guided missiles, and coordinated ground operations in a way that maximized effect and minimized losses. Oil depots, radar stations, and supply chains critical to Russian operations were disrupted, and the scale of damage meant that entire sectors of Russia's logistics temporarily shut down. International media outlets lit up with headlines by the morning, describing the night as one of the most stunning tactical victories of the war so far. From the exterior point of view, what makes this event unforgettable is the sight of dozens upon dozens of drones buzzing across the sky in synchronized waves. Their glowing outlines against the night made them appear like a constellation that had come down to Earth with purpose. Reports from onlookers describe skies filled with steady trails of fire, precision lights, and then sudden bursts of thunder as fuel facilities and ammunition stockpiles lit up. The exterior picture was almost cinematic, yet it was real and devastatingly effective. The world saw not only destruction but also the proof that Ukraine had mastered modern asymmetrical warfare, combining advanced Western technology with locally engineered ingenuity. Inside the operation, the interior details remained short, yet deeply significant. A small team of Ukrainian specialists worked tirelessly in control rooms, coordinating data from satellites, drones, and intelligence reports. Within these command centers, silence mixed with focus as they directed every strike with near-surgical accuracy. This wasn't a massive army on the ground. It was brains over brute force, with operators ensuring every drone and missile was aligned to maximize the night's outcome. The interior reality was minimal manpower, maximum effect. Performance of the operation exceeded expectations by every measurable standard. The drones showed endurance, flying long distances while avoiding advanced air defense systems. Missiles struck targets with pinpoint accuracy, cutting off fuel pipelines and crippling communication nodes. Ground units capitalized on the chaos, pushing forward in sectors that had been previously contested. For Ukraine, the performance of this strike was not just about destroying infrastructure, it was about proving their military could adapt quickly, innovate under pressure, and achieve results that outclassed even the larger Russian arsenal. Military analysts compared this night to some of the most legendary tactical strikes in modern history. Safety features became a critical part of the night. Ukraine demonstrated that it wasn't only about aggression but also about protecting civilians and avoiding unnecessary casualties. Targets were carefully chosen to avoid population centers, with drones rerouted if risks appeared too high. This selective approach not only reduced civilian harm but also elevated Ukraine's reputation internationally as a military force that respected human lives even in war. For Ukrainian pilots and operators, safety mechanisms built into equipment allowed emergency shutdowns, self-destruction of drones in case of malfunction, and precision guidance systems that minimize the margin of error. The unique selling points of this night made it a defining chapter. First, the combination of Western-supplied technology and Ukrainian-made drones created a hybrid system that confused Russian defenses. Second, the speed of execution was unparalleled. In under 6 hours, multiple strategic objectives were hit and neutralized. Third, Ukraine's ability to use relatively low-cost drones to damage multi-million-dollar infrastructure highlighted the shift in modern warfare economics. The lesson for the world was clear: small nations with limited resources can still challenge larger powers through creativity, precision, and adaptability. When people talk about the price of this night, it comes in two forms. The literal financial cost of the operation was far smaller compared to the destruction it caused. A fleet of drones costing a few $1 million in total managed to paralyze assets worth billions. On the human side, Ukraine paid almost nothing in terms of lives lost, which stood in stark contrast to the heavy casualties Russia suffered trying to defend against the strikes. The symbolic price, however, was even more powerful. Ukraine demonstrated that Russia's sense of invulnerability could be broken in a single night, and that psychological blow was priceless. In conclusion, what Ukraine achieved in one night left the world stunned not just because of the destruction but because of the message it carried. It showed that determination, strategy, and courage could rewrite the rules of power. From the exterior spectacle of glowing skies to the short but intense interior coordination, from the flawless performance to the emphasis on safety, from the unique selling points to the incredible cost-effectiveness, the operation became a symbol of a new era of warfare. For the Ukrainian people, it was proof that their sacrifices were leading to real results. For the world, it was a reminder that even underdogs can rise to moments of greatness. And for Russia, it was a shockwave that would not easily be forgotten.